On January 14, 2011, Izzadeen Abuelaish spoke at Books Inc. of Mountain View, California. 3 daughters and a niece were killed on January 16, 2009 by the Israeli Defense Forces shelling of civilians in Gaza. His book, I Shall Not Hate, is an account of his reaction to this horrific event and why we should stop the chain of hatred.
His daughters be the last sacrifice on the road to peace between Israelis and Palestinians. He is the founder and the chairman of the Daughters for Life Foundation, and he's here tonight to talk about his book, I Shall Not Hate. Please welcome Dr. Izzadeen Abuelaish.
Thank you for coming. I am coming not to speak about the tragedies, because each of us, he faces tragedies in his life. But most important, that I am coming to speak with open heart, mind and eyes, to listen also, not just to speak. And I hope each of us is coming with the same will, with open heart, mind, eyes and ears. As a Palestinian who was born, raised, and lived in the Jabalia refugee camp, and Jabalia camp to live the life of refuge with all the suffering. As a child, that I don't know what is a childhood. As millions of children who are living in this world but never tasted their childhood. And sometimes I ask myself, why do we bring our children to live? For what? For suffering? And this suffering is not from God. It's man-made. It's what our hands as a human being committed to the other. And in our life, we face tragedies, ups and downs, challenges. And I thought of writing my book a few years ago about my life experience, not to show the suffering, but to inspire the people that those man-made challenges, we, as man-made, we can challenge them, we can change them, we can refuse them. But everything in life has its time. And the time to write this book came after an awful, terrible tragedy. And for me, number 16 is printed in my mind. Sometimes I am confused to like it or not. But as a believer, as a Muslim with deep faith, I have to accept it. And I fully believe it was for good. 16th of September 2008, 4:45 p.m. is the day when I lost my wife of acute disease. And I thought, it's the end of the world. Because I fully believe children, they need the mother. They need the father, but not the father. The mother is the one who breastfeeds the children, the love, the care. The mother is the one who sacrifices for the sake of the children. And I am proud of my mother, who pushed me to succeed. I am proud of the Palestinian mother as every other mother. The Palestinian mother is the hero. To raise, to sacrifice, and to give, but never take, as every other mother. Then, 16th of January 2009, 4:45 p.m., when the unexpected happened, I never thought of it. It came to my mind during what do we call war, invasion, but I don't think it's a war or invasion. It's a craziness of humanity. 4:45 p.m., just 4 months after I lost my wife, when an Israeli tank shelled my house, killing 3 of my daughters, niece, and severely wounding 1 daughter, niece, and 2 brothers. I didn't expect it. Even at the same moment, I thought it's not my house, because shelling was from everywhere. Till I saw the smoke, the dust, the cows inside the house. And just seconds after I left my daughter's room, the first shell came. So when I went to see my daughters, and those daughters, each of them is a separate world. I was blessed to have 6 lovely daughters that I am proud of, and if I have 20 of them, I will be blessed. They were full of love, of a brightness, of a humanity. I don't need to exert any effort to let them succeed. Their teachers used to fight to have them in their classes. They never succeeded. Less than 97% in their schools. Anyone who knows them would love them. And to see them now, those lovely girls, became bards, drowning in a pool of blood. I started to find, where is Mayar? I can't know Mayar or recognize her. But as a believer, as a Muslim, with this craziness, and no one knows about what happened. We were watching it, negotiating, saving lives. A human life, when we need to save, doesn't need any negotiation. It needs action and to stop the craziness. And I believe that everything from God is for good. You may dislike something and later on learn that it is for good. And you may like something later on to learn that it is not good for you. I said, this tragedy must be for good and will remain for good. And I started to think of those severely wounded. What can I do for them? What can I do for my daughter Shada with her eye on her cheek and her fingers? My niece Gaida, that I thought she's killed. But thanks to my son Muhammad, who said to me, Gaida took a breath. She is living. And now it's a time for the messengers of peace and doctors to save lives. And the first message of support. When I started to think of the future, looking at my son Muhammad, who was 12 years old, what is he going to do? How can he run his life after he lost his mom, his sisters? But the message of passion and support came from the mouth of Muhammad to tell me, why are you crying? Why are you screaming? I was surprised. What is he saying? He said to me, you must be happy that my sisters are happy there. They are with their mom. She asked for them. Those are our children. Can we learn from them who are becoming mature beyond their age? I said I have to move forward and to think as usual of saving lives, because life is like riding a bicycle. To keep balanced, we must keep moving. And as a medical doctor, I know I can't return my daughters, but I want to focus to save Shada, that I wanted her to live and to see, not to be blind or disabled. It was God's bliss. At the same time of shelling the house, I was supposed to be interviewed live by Channel 10 Israeli TV. And this secret of craziness must be disclosed. I called my friend Shlomi Eldar, who opened the speaker to allow the humanity to see what is happening against other human being, to disclose the secret of craziness that innocent civilians are paying the price. It opened the eyes of the Israeli public, the international community, the Palestinians, about the size of the tragedy. My daughter, niece, and the brother were referred to the hospital where I used to work. Just 2 days before the war, I came from my work. In the hospital, they saved my daughter Shada, niece, and the brother. And that's what do we need to realize, to focus on saving lives. Saving one's life, you save the world. Killing one is killing the world. And that's what is needed from each of us. When we see someone is killed, to stand up of rejecting it and stopping it, not just to watch. It's good to be moved, but it's a matter of action to stop it in this world. That's what is needed. They saved them. And what is needed to practice? What do we practice within the borders of the hospital? When we treat all as a human being. And that's what do we need outside to transmit the message of medicine and healthcare outside the borders of the hospital. Saving life is my mission in life. As a medical doctor, the happiest moment in my life when I handle a baby to his mother, or a woman to come struggling to get pregnant to tell me pregnancy test is positive. It's time for each of us to give. It's good that we are meeting here, but we are not connected. We are not attached to each other. We as a human being, we were created from Adam and Eve and became nations and the tribes. For what? To know each other. But sorry to say, we don't know each other. We are not connected with each other. It's important to know what do we call the other who is a human being as I am. There is a Palestinian nation, an Israeli nation, and the humanity with which we are connected. And we all were born free. And there is no price to get our freedom. I must not pay anything or to sacrifice my life to get my freedom. The most holy thing in the universe is a human being and the freedom. A freedom is a free for all, not to be oppressed or occupied or suppressed. Freedom of sickness, of poverty, of unemployment, of living free in this world and expressing yourself like others. And then someone may ask, after what did you suffer? Why you didn't hate? I can say, to hate whom? And is it the right way to hate? My daughters, souls, 'twas holy and noble, Bisan alone, that she was a special world, who was 20 years old, always talking to me, telling me, keep our souls and the blood holy and noble, and bring us justice. Hate will never bring them justice or revenge. Wisdom and success are the antidote of hate and revenge. I can't treat hate with hate, darkness with darkness. The antidote is success. My daughter, Shada, who lost the sight in her eye and her fingers, but she didn't lose the compass. What did she suffer in 1 year? I think mountains can't bear it. She was in the high school. She was studying day and night during the war to be one of the first 10 in Palestine in the high school. What do I expect from her now after what happened? But she was determined to succeed and to challenge those who tried to make her blind. She did the exam. And the day I moved to Canada with the work permit to work, and I was supposed to go there before the war. But I said, till my children finish their exams. She succeeded 96%. And she is studying computer engineering at the University of Toronto. Those are our children. Bisan was the first Palestinian girl that I sent for a creativity for peace camp to be combatant fighter for peace and humanity and to know others. And when she came back, she told me, I found how similar are we. Bisan, at the age of 14, said, to meet terrorism with terrorism or violence with violence doesn't solve any problem. Bisan said, everything starts small, then becomes big. Everything starts in one place, then goes in different directions. Can we learn from our children? Can we adopt their ideas and work for them? I can say it's good that we are meeting. Meeting and listening is good, but it's a matter of action. What can we do? The patient doesn't need words. He needs treatment and a prescription to be cured and healed. And the change will never happen unless we started the change within each of us and inside us. The disease is in our hearts and minds. God will never change what is in people till they change what is in their hearts, souls, and minds. That's what is needed, to act and to do something. Don't underestimate your action, but start to do something with your neighbors, with your community, to read, to know. Don't take anything for granted. The coin has two sides, and we have two eyes to see by them. And before blaming others, see yourself in the mirror. See what did you do to others. The change and the action are important. And I can tell you the story about the action, whatever the size of action. When a young girl was sitting on the shore and the heavy tide threw hundreds of starfish, with her wisdom, kindness, and heart, she started to think of saving lives, to throw one by one. And the man came and crossed that girl and asked, what are you doing? She said, I'm trying to save lives. But there are hundreds. How can it make any difference? With her honesty, with her confidence, and what did she do? With evidence-based and role model, she threw another starfish, telling him it made a difference to that one. And that's what is needed from each of us. I am coming here because of hope. And there is hope. The situation is difficult, but it is not impossible. From my life as a Palestinian child, with what did I achieve? To prove to me nothing is impossible in life. The only impossible thing is to return my daughters back. But what do we need? To do something and to act. As a medical doctor, we are not allowed to lose hope as long as the patient is still alive. But we may need to change the treatment and the approach we are using in memory of my daughters, I established the foundation because my daughters were able to achieve and to plan to succeed. But what about other girls in this world? As I said, I am in debt to my mother, my wife, and my daughters. And those holy and noble souls, I swore to God and to my daughters not to relax or rest till I meet them one day, and to tell them, your blood and souls wasn't waste, and I will bring you justice and others justice, and only by wisdom and good words, because they are holy and noble. Their names were written on sand just 2 weeks before they were killed. I took them to the sea in Gaza. They saw their names written in sand. And every now and then a wave is coming to clean their names, as if they knew that they will be cleaned. And their names now are written in a stone, but where? On the tomb. I assure you, their names will be written in stone and metal on institutions, schools for girls and women, because I fully believe in the potential of girls and women. It's time for girls and women to take the lead. We need to think, to learn the history. Give me 5 women who were behind war, but you can find hundreds of men. It's time, not women's rights or status. It's women's role, and this comes through education. Education is vital. A healthy and educated girl and woman will raise healthy, educated children, husband, community, and nation. That's what is needed to invest in. I have been in many countries, and I said it. If we want to invest in any country, in Afghanistan, we need to invest in education of women to witness the change in that country, as many other countries. A foundation called Daughters for Life was established for the Middle East girls and women. We will start to offer them awards, scholarship, to be real teachers with the critical thinking, curriculum development to educate our children, where our children are the priority and the future. And for each of you, I want, before I finish, to read a poem which was written by an Israeli Jewish woman who knew my daughters during the Creativity for Peace camp. And I want each of you the message, the hope, and from my simple experience and what I experienced, don't say tomorrow. If you can do it today, do it. Spend as much as you can of your time with the people you love. Don't waste it. You don't know if tomorrow is coming. Kiss the people, hug them, the people that you love. If I know that my daughters will be killed, I will never leave them. I urge each of you to take that moment to invest it in this moving world. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. And each of us to see and to know where love resides, in memory of Bisan, I long to touch you, Bisan, one more time, to hug you, to tell you how sorry I am that your mom died. But now, you too are gone. Your smiling face, your gentle way, your softness, your non-judgmental words, your pain for your people, your way of life, your dreams, aspirations, and your hope for peace. Just days before the war, I spoke with your dad. He gave me your phone number. It's still in my car. Every day, I glance at the number, seeing your name, Bisan. I wish I had spoken with you more, but I didn't have the guts. I spoke with you 3 days before you died. I told you that I am praying for your safety. My prayers were not heard. Through the shelling, the bombing, the Qassams, the smoke, I feel I have been betrayed by God, by my country, by the cruelty of humanity, by the warmongers, by those who think violence is the solution. And with all of this, I have been given a gift to have spent 6 weeks with Shada, Azzeddin, and Ghaida. I heard no words of revenge, no hatred. I heard no anger. I heard the deep belief that peace is possible, even with this enormous loss. I have been strengthened from their strength. I am more determined from their determination. I am more at peace from their peacefulness. Bisan, forgive me for not being able to save you from my own people. Forgive me for giving you hope that peace is possible, and then taking that dream from you. You will always be my symbol of hope, peace, and mostly gentleness. Your dad shared a dream with me. Days after you died, he came into a room full of men, and there you were, sitting amongst them. He asked you, "Why are you sitting here, Bisan? You know it is not acceptable in our society." You answered, "All is fine now, Dad. I am happy and well. I can be here now among the men where I am needed. May no other woman need to die in order to be able to influence the men as you have, Bisan. May we women be heard and heeded, and may the men in this world get the chance to know from deep within their hearts that this is where the answer lies, in their hearts, where love resides." And friends, I believe with all of my heart that we all can make a difference, and that we will. I believe in you. I believe in you that you are coming to take the message. What I urge you, to have hope, have faith, and to take action, and that we are all significant. Shall we begin and smash the mental and physical barriers? Instead of building walls of separation, we need to build the bridges and to make our children as a priority. And the roadmap is not the territory, but the humanity. Thank you, and God bless you.
はい、ここからは、このスピーチを10年以上前にカリフォルニアのブックストアでしてくれたイゼルディン・アブエライッシュさんの本の紹介をしたいと思います。I shall not hate が英語名なんですけど、私はたまたま今のイスラエルハマス戦が始まってからたまたまこの本を古本屋さんで見つけて$4ぐらいで買ったんですけど、今 ちょっとくぐったら日本語でも販売されてるみたいなので紹介したいと思います。それでも私は憎まないイゼルディン・アブエライッシュで検索したら、Amazon でも多分楽天でも買えます。あるガザの医師が払った平和への代償。で、これはノンフィクションです、もちろん。で、この本を書いた目的は、憎しみは人間にとって毒であり、平和への解決にならないということで、スピーチの中でも述べていたように女性の教育が大事だっていうことが書いてあります。で、まだ全部読んでないんですけど、もうほとんど最後の方まで来たんですけど、本の中でもガザの女性は苦しめられて迫害されている中でも、どのようにそれをマネージ、カオスの中でどのようにそれをマネージして生きていくかを知ってる。それなのに、議論の場に、参加する権利が否定されてることが問題だって書いてます。でね、男性の意思で女性の権利をしっかり主張してくれる人ってあんまり、やっぱり、なんて言うんだろう。女性も社会進出する社会になったとはいえ、やっぱり未だに日本とか韓国は全然男性社会だと私は感じます。そういった意味でもすごい好感が持てたんですけど、やっぱり3人の娘と1人の姪をイスラエルの空爆で亡くしているという経験からも、多分彼女たちがすごく勉強頑張って、将来立派なお医者さんになったりエンジニアになったりする夢があったのに殺されてしまったっていうことへの無念の思いもあって、彼女たちの声を代弁して、そういうことをスピーチでいつも言ってるんだと思います。で、今、ちょっとガザの死者数が3時間前に発表された発表で、ついに1万人を超えてしまいました。でね、ガザ戦だけじゃなくて今、ウクライナとロシアももう去年からずっと戦争してるんだけど、2020年2月から始まったウクライナ戦争でも民間人死者数は1万人を超えてると言われています。もっと軍人も含めたらもう何万人って人が死んでます。ウクライナ軍の死者はその軍人を含めたら7万人とされていて、ロシアとウクライナ両軍の死者は50万人に迫るとアメリカの推計は発表しています。これはロイター通信ですね。で、なんでガザで今起きてること、イスラエルハマス戦とウクライナが関係あるのって思った人いるかもしれないんだけど、今イスラエル政府をアメリカが支持するためにたくさんの兵器とかそういう飛行機、戦闘用の飛行機をもう今までウクライナに回していた分をイスラエルに半分回してるんですね。そのことによって多分ウクライナで死ぬ民間人も今後増えると思います。だからこの戦争はアメリカがイスラエルを支持することによってガザで殺される民間人が増えるだけじゃなくてウクライナで死ぬ民間人も増えます。で、今のニュースを見てると日本のニュースとアメリカのニュース両方私は聞いてるんですけど、日本のニュースは最初すごいハマスがなんて残虐なテロをするんだって感じだったけど、最近の日本のニュース見てるとやっぱりパレスチナのガザの人がかわいそうだっていう報道に変わってきてる気がするんですね。病院空爆どっちがやったんだっていうあたりから世論が変わってきたんですけど、でもやっぱりパレスチナ支持というかパレスチナがかわいそうだっていう報道を強く捉えてしまった人は、もしかしたらユダヤ人はなんて残虐な民族なんだって っていう風に反ユダヤ主義に走る人もいるんですね。で、実際アメリカでも今反ユダヤ主義とか反イスラム主義の犯罪が増えてて、イスラム教徒のすごい幼い男の子が大家さんにめった刺しにされて殺されたり、逆にユダヤ人の学生とかが脅迫を受けたり、嫌がらせを受けたり、そのユダヤ人のシナゴーグに落書きされたり、あとヨーロッパでもいろんな嫌がらせが起きてます。ユダヤ人の家に、フランスでは例えばダビデの星っていうユダヤ人というかイスラエルの国のマークですね。あれを落書きして、ここにユダヤ人が住んでるよってことを分かるようにしたり、そういう反ユダヤ主義、反イスラム主義っていうのも広がってます。でも私は、ガザの人の命を守ることもすごく大事だけど、やっぱりユダヤ人の命を守ることも大事で、どっちもこれは民間人が犠牲になってる戦争なんですね。ハマスも悪いけど、イスラエル軍もやりすぎだっていう、私は思ってて、どっちみち指導者がもう悪いんですね。ネタニヤフ首相もすごい極右すぎるし、今までずっとパレスチナ政府、あとガザ地区の人を弾圧してきて、ああいう囲いを作って出られないようにして、天井のない牢獄と言われる状態にして、あと、嫌がらせみたいなこともずっと政策でしてきました。だからハマスがアタックする前から、どちらが始めた戦争かとは言えないと思います。イスラエルもガザの人々に対して人間ではないようなひどい扱いをしてきた面があると思います。だから私はこの戦争は、悪い指導者同士の戦いに、罪のない民間人が巻き込まれてる戦争だと思うし、ユダヤ人とかイスラム人、ムスリムの人、あとガザに住んでるパレスチナ人の人には罪がないと思います。で、一回ね、YouTube で私がニュースにコメントしたときに、すごいコメントバックで、私は民間人に罪がないっていうコメントをしたんですけど、あいつらはハマスを支持してたんだから殺されて当然だみたいなコメントが返ってきたことがあったんですね。で、ハマスを支持していたのがガザに住んでるパレスチナ人ではなくて、ハマスも選挙で選ばれた時に民間人がそこまであんなことをするなんて誰も想像できなかったと思うし、ガザの人自体8割以上がもう世界中からの寄付で生きているような部分があるので、生活がすごく苦しいので、ハマスに入りたくなくても家族を食べさせるためとかそういうために隊員に入るような若い男の子もいると聞きました。だからガザ国内というかガザ地区内にいるパレスチナ人とハマスを絶対同一視しないでほしいというのも私はここで言いたいです。で、このI shall not hate を読んでて、私自身がこの戦争が始まってから、私はクリスチャンなので、当然旧約聖書も読むんですけど、自分自身がこんなひどいことが起こることを認める神ってどんな神だよっていう感じで、すごい神様はそこにいるんですかって何回ももう寝る前に自分でも問い詰めてたんですね。でも、人間はすべてのものを奪われても最後に一つだけ奪えないものがあるってビクトリア・フランクルというユダヤ人の人が夜と霧という本で書いてたんですけど、人間が誰からも奪えないものはどんな状況になっても選択する自由があるということです。で、ここでも この本を読んでて思ったんですけど、このイゼルディン・アブライッシュさんは、確かにガザの状況はすごく過酷、ガザで生きていくということが過酷だし、お医者さんもいくらこう運ばれてくる人を救ってもどんどん殺されていく。すごくもう、どう考えてももう、イスラエル軍を憎んだり、ユダヤ人を憎んだりしてしまう状況ですよね。だけど、それでも選択肢は自分にあるんですね。人を憎んで、その憎しみに飲み込まれて、ずっと戦争を続けるような未来を子供たちに引き継いでいくのか、それとも、その怒りや悲しみを、消化して、将来もっとより良い未来を作るためのエネルギーに変えていくか、とか、教育に力を入れるとか、そういう善を選び取るエネルギーに変えるかは人類次第だ、ということを訴えたかったんだと思います。でね、今続いているイスラエルハマス戦、あとウクライナの戦争もいつまで続くかわからないんだけど、最後にちょっと慈悲の瞑想と祈りをして終わりたいと思います。今日これを聞いてくれたみんなの心が、平安でいれますように、あと、いつも人に優しくいれる自分たちであれますように。で、今、ガザ地区内の人は、ライフラインも、もう戦争が始まった時から止められていて、電気ガス、水道もなくて、今、電波までイスラエル側に制御されていて、怪我をしたとしても救急車が届かないような、ものすごく非人道的なことが起こってます。このことに対して神が慈悲を与えてくれますように。で、これ以上人助けをしている国連の職員、あとガザの住民、民間人も含めて殺される人がこれ以上出ないように、被害が拡大しませんように。あとハマス側に人質を取られたイスラエル人家族のもとに無事に人質が帰れますように、外国人の人質も自分たちの国に帰って家族に会えますように。あと7日のハマスのテロで残虐に殺された人たち、家を燃やされた人たちの遺族が、今すごく多分心が苦しいと思うんですけど、その心が憎しみや、あと復讐心に飲み込まれてしまうことがないように、憎しみの連鎖を断ち切るための決断ができるようにお祈りいたします。殺された犠牲者の魂を神様がどうか天国で受け入れて癒してくださいますように。罪なく幼く死んだ子供たちの魂が救われますように。愛するイエス様の皆によってお祈りいたします。アーメン。今日はね、もう11月6日なので、これからもうどんどん寒くなるので、皆様お腹を冷やさぬよう、風邪をひかぬよう、元気にお過ごしください。またね、バイバイ。